I say thank you, thank you, thank you again. Man, God has blessed us to have another Recovery Lab Global show. And I have a Miss Anderson with me today, and we're going to be talking about recovery from her perspective. I know I dealt with recovery from my perspective and so many others' perspective. We've looked at recovery, but recovery don't have no face. And recovery don't have no one way. It's so many pathways to recovery. And so we want to open it up and let Miss Anderson talk about her pathway to recovery. Uh, she blessed me when I met her, and I thought that it would be a good person and good contents that she could bring to the show. So I say welcome to another segment of Recovery Live Global. Uh, we are here to encourage, inspire, educate somebody in the processes of recovery. So just like I said, I have Miss Anderson with me today. And first of all, Miss Anderson, if you could just give us your name, and you might want to give us your name and then answer the question, are you in recovery?
Yes. My name is Celeste Anderson, and this ain't my first rodeo. This is about my third one. And I went in for the wrong reasons the first two times. And I didn't put myself in the position to learn anything. I went to go try to get housing the first time. I went because a friend went the second time. I didn't go this time. I was guided there. And evidently it's in the right place because when I went to treatment, I was scheduled to go down the street. It's just a few houses down. And I went to this other treatment, like I said, a few houses down. And something big went on. Something told me to beg them not to send me down there. And it's been the right thing ever since. Like I say, I'm not what you would call a highly religious person, but a force of some type. Me personally, I want to say that it was my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, but like I said, other people got different ways and stuff like that, and it seems to be beneficial to me 100%. So I'm under the impression that something in this vast universe of ours does pay attention to the little people like me. Because, see, I'm 67 years old. A lot of people don't get that carry on the way that I carried on. It wasn't consistent now. Let's get it right. It wasn't consistent, but it was. And I had a child within that. He's 30 now. And I didn't lose him or nothing like that, but it came very close a couple of times. And the simple fact is something, like I say, I want to believe that the Lord, my Father, opened my spirit, not my heart. My heart has always believed in a higher power, as they say in the Blue Book, and spirituality has always been here. But the last, let's say from April, May till now, it's been a whole different experience, totally. I'm more perspective of things. I am more aware of things. I got rid of that selfishness. I look at the world in a whole nother way. And I'm grateful for it. And I pray for it to continue.
You said May, like about 5 months ago?
Yeah.
You say things done changed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in check. So before that time, before that May time, it was kind of like a different Miss. It was
Sure.
a different Miss Anderson.
Sure it was.
Woo.
I didn't have nothing to believe in.
Okay.
I didn't believe in, if you don't believe in nothing, you go for anything. And
Wow.
I was that way, like I say, and I was with child. I had a child when I was 36, older I know, but when I was 36. And it was, like I said, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you don't stand for anything. But I thought I was in the driver's seat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cute. Young people think like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
right.
that. But my God, why did it have to be so long? Jesus Christ. I, I thought I was regulating, man. I wasn't regulating. Nothing.
All them years.
Nothing.
Woo.
You hear what I'm telling you? I wasn't regulating nothing because, see, I'm not putting people down. God knows I'm not. But some of the things that the addicts in my era, if you will, what they did to get what they needed, I didn't participate in all of it. Some of it I did, yeah. Mm-hmm. But some of it I didn't, But, you got to do what you got to do when you need it. You know what I'm saying? I was always able to scam my way out of it or scam my way in it. If you sleeping, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm going to hit you. I don't mean literally sleep. I mean, you know what I mean? If I can get it past you, I am. But that spirit ain't in me no more. And I've been tried, definitely, since May. Because May is my last stint.
Yeah.
My first, the one that I went to, when I went to Harbor Light, that got me 5 years for me.
Clean?
Clean.
Okay.
That's when I went to school. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
And it showed up again. But I can handle it. No, I don't know. With the help of the Lord and the wisdom that I have obtained, I want to see him come again. I want to, because I come on with it. 'Cause I think, you know what I'm saying? With the help of the Lord and with the help of the new person, that new spirit, this is in me. I have internalized it this time. I've spent many a day by myself thinking, writing, journaling as they call it, speaking to no one, but speaking, what is it? Blessings go up and what is it? Prayers go up, blessings come down, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just me and the Lord, if you will. Just me and the Lord, if you will, because you got to have something to believe in, Mr. Washington. Mm-hmm. You have to have something other than what you see, what you hear, what you read. You got to have something that opens the way to peace. I ain't talking about dying. I know we got to do all that now. But I'm just saying, the way to peace. Something comes about. I keep doing this because this is where I feel it at mostly and up here. But here is where I feel it at mostly. You have to have some kind of belief system. That's why, when we talked before, you said, go on and get me a sponsor. Go on and get me a home group. Do that kind of thing. By me still, because technically I'm fresh in the program again. You know what I'm saying? Because them 5 years is gone. So, only thing I have to do is prepare. Well, only thing I have to do is keep believing in God. That's number one right there. Mm-hmm. But I must prepare myself for obstacles, boundaries, situations, tragedies, good times. Good times are just as bad as tragedies if you think about it. But you can go off the chart. You can go off the charts on either one of them. You know. So I just try to keep my head level.
You know, you just said something about you starting all over again.
Yeah,
And
technically.
that's a perspective.
Okay.
There's another perspective to say that should I use or should I slip, lapse, or relapse, that there was some information that you had gained in those 5 years that you didn't lose. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what you lost. You might have lost a house. You might have lost a connection. But there was some information that you gained in those 5 years that you still got. You know what I'm saying? You got memories of recovery.
Yes.
You got memories of clean time.
Yes.
You got memories of strength and muscle and exercise that you used to get to those 5 years. There's a teaching out here to say that should you relapse, you lost all 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of all of that you have gained in that process.
Yeah,
but I'm here with a different perspective to say that you didn't lose 5 years because you didn't get high for 5 years once you relapsed. I don't know how long that span was from the day you relapsed to the day that you realized, well, hold on, put the brakes on now.
November.
Okay, so
November to
so it was from May to November, or was it
November to April?
So that
April was my last OD.
OD?
I done OD 7 times.
Wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
And you just sitting up here? OD mean you took more than you could handle.
And I ain't talking about just no chest compressions. I'm talking about EMS come get you, give you that adrenaline shot, get you that, give you that adrenaline shot, put you in the bed and put an IV or one of them machine things on you. That's how far. Yeah.
How many times you did that?
7.
Well, I got to process that. See, you didn't tell me all that.
I know I
you ain't tell me
that.
You didn't tell me you almost died 7 times. You didn't tell me all of that.
Yeah.
I would have waited.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have waited before I had you on the show if you hadn't told me all that. But
you told me that there's people out here looking for recovery.
Yeah.
You told me that, well, I call it a newcomer. You said that I really didn't throw that time away, but I'm still looking at it as a newcomer. That will help the people you are reaching.
Oh, to tell them that you 5 times that you.
Sure.
Wow.
To let them know that it's possible too.
Okay. So it is possible, but don't tell them to do 7 times.
Oh, no, I don't want to. No,
okay,
I don't want them to go no 7 times. No, come on. I didn't want to do 7 times.
Okay.
Well, okay, that's a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that on another show.
Okay.
But
okay.
Okay.
Woo, man.
Yeah, no, I didn't tell you that.
So I'm grateful. And I'm blessed to just have you sitting right here on the Recovery Live Global Show after all that. Yeah. And God got you sitting right here on the show talking to the globe. Yeah. Sharing your strengths, sharing your what is it, how it was, what happened, and how it is now. God got you sharing that. And it's a blessing to be able to share that. Man, so we can't compare who on the show. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We can't compare. I can't have Miss Anderson talking like Miss Jenkins or Miss Jenkins talking like Miss Anderson. Okay. Everybody got their own fingerprint, got their own life, and got their own relationship with God, and they got their own story. So you shared a little bit about your experience.
Yeah. Remember that you said that you told me that you said my wisdom is what I should be able to convey on your channel. I'm on your
thing. And you doing it, but you talk It's new stuff. It's new.
I'm sorry, Miss White. I don't you like that no more. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
just man.
But no, I hadn't told you that.
It's some new, but you ain't have to. I mean, the Lord got you here, and see that camera right there?
Yeah.
That's the world,
Yeah, no.
and they looking at you.
You told me.
They looking at you from New York. They looking at you from the East Side, West Side, Detroit. They looking at you from California, Iraq.
Now, why you want to?
You know, they looking at you like that. Hey, it's some lady out there that maybe look like you, or maybe think like you, or maybe not, ain't got there where you at right now. There's some young girls that's out there that's probably on their way to get one. You know what I'm saying? And they done fooled around on their phone, on their computer, and landed on Recovery Live show, and we looking at them, and they was on their way. You know, they was on their way. And they done fooled around and turned their phone on and was pushing some buttons. They was pushing buttons trying to get the connect.
All right.
But they done fooled around and pushed the button to get disconnect.
And see, that can happen.
Nah.
That can happen.
That can happen.
Yes,
and it
can.
is happening. So I want to share with you, young man, young lady, young woman, recovery is available for you. It really is. It really is.
It really
You can
is.
stop right now. Turn your car around. Turn your bicycle around. Turn your walk around. And just sit down for a few minutes and listen to Recovery Live Global. You might hear something to save your life. You might hear something that will cause you not to go hit that one. You heard this she say she OD'd 5 or 7 times. And we don't know. Some people don't get a chance to OD but once.
I know.
And it's over.
It's over.
And this might be you. You might have tuned in. So we're gonna talk a few minutes to you, that person that's on their way to get one. What would you tell them? What would you tell that person?
I would strongly advise not to do it, but I got to be truthful. It's hard fighting that disease of addiction, especially when narcotics or alcohol is the main one you going to. But there are advantages if you don't go get that next one, if you don't go to that liquor store, if you don't hit around the corner with BB and JoJo, if you don't do that, it'll give you time to think. And then you'll be able to hopefully have thoughts of yourself, because that's when you got to work on. You got to work on yourself. When you have all these other things, these different levels going off in your brain, because you know a thought turns into action, action turns into, y'all know that, and you can't think clearly. If you have a mental issue, which I know a lot of people don't want to speak on that, it's okay, because it's a way of dealing with that. There are all kind of programs and organizations, and then you'd be surprised. But like I say, it's not going to get it gives you a chance to think about what you're doing and what you're doing to yourself. And if you're ready to dedicate, if you're ready to admit that this is not it, it's organizations up the wazoo to help you. So if my voice do reach you, and don't go do it. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Okay.
We thank you for that. Man, we thank you for that. This is a place that we can pause for our station break, and we'll see you in just a minute. Well, You might be out there and you want to support the Recovery Live Global efforts. You can do so by purchasing one of our Recovery Live Global t-shirts. So I'm wearing one. If you look at it, it's here. We're moved into merchandise. So you can call us at 313-694-2140. That's 313-694-2140. And just say, hey, I want to support the ministry. I want to support Recovery Live Global by purchasing one of our Recovery Live Global t-shirts. And I had shared with those, if you live in the metropolitan area and you want a t-shirt, I'll deliver it. I'll deliver it myself. There's no cost for deliverance. So call us and purchase your Recovery Live Global t-shirt in support of the Recovery Live Global show. So, support. Welcome you back to the next half, Recovery Live Global. Just like I said before, I'm your host, Jesse Washington, and I have with me today Miss Anderson, and we hit it off the first time we met.
Yeah, we did.
Something happened and we hit it off, and I said, you know something, God sent you over here and sent me over here, and we got a story to tell about recovery, and I can't tell yours and you can't tell mine and all of that, but I tell you something, if we put it all together, we can reach more people and impact the globe a lot better than just me. When I first started Recovery Live Global, it started with just me. Okay. I was on the show every week all by myself, talking about recovery, and after about a year of that, I said, man, you know what? I need to bring somebody else on the show to help me. Yeah. And I think I started with Eubanks and then this one and that one and different ones, and we just been on and on. I even had a panel in this room.
Yeah, my man was telling me.
I had a panel. I had 2 ladies, 2 guys, a whole panel in the room, and we talked about recovery from a panel perspective. Okay. And then the Lord just opened the door that I'm inviting different people to come on the show. And I got a lot of people that say they was coming and didn't come. You know what I'm saying? Then I got people that said they was coming and showed up. You showed up. And so, and you got a message of recovery to people that I probably would never touch. And we want to continually talk about that a little bit. So we're here again. During the break, we said a few things, but is it anything else that you think? I know you told me that you was in recovery, that you got in May, and you moved to now. You talked about the 5 ODs or the different things like that. So I want to talk about how it was, what happened, and how it is now. So let's talk about the how it is now part of recovery.
Okay. How it is now. Excuse me. I'm comfortable with myself.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest one I had to get with, because when I was in the jungle, if you want to call it that, right. I didn't believe in myself. I believed in what, like I told you, what I could see, what I can wiggle around, what kind of situation I could set up. Never hurt nobody. If somebody got hurt, they didn't get hurt because of me. Mm-hmm. They got hurt because of something else. Or I might have knew about it, but I didn't project it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all that has changed. Like I said, I'm comfortable and I'm relaxed with myself, mm-hmm. by myself, because I'm no good to nobody if I can't do for myself. Mm-hmm. I still have pop-ups, I guess that's what you want to call them, but I'm better equipped to handle them now because I'm more confident in what I've learned. I'm more confident, and again, in myself, and I'm more confident about the things that I'm able to do now because I'm not in the jungle. Because in the jungle, like I say, you go for anything. You go for anything. You could sit there and act like you relate, and you could sit there and act like, oh yeah, I done did this before and on. No, no. You ain't none of that because it's the alcohol or the drugs that's making that decision for you. You're not making that decision. Now, when you get to the point where you can feel comfortable with yourself, however you do it, confessional, uh, talk to a rock in the middle of the street, whatever you could do to get that out of you, where you are comfortable being. Now, I ain't saying being alone forever. I ain't talking about being lonely. Lonely and alone is two different things. When you feel comfortable with being by yourself, when there's no other substance, individual, or whatever that is controlling you or strongly suggesting, when you can make that decision on your own and your mind is at peace and your heart is at peace and you could do it with a straightforward mind, then you'll see how sweet recovery can be. There's only one hang up though. I got to say this one. Recovery is a lifelong thing. It is it's not a 6-month thing. It's not a 3-year thing. God knows it ain't a 5-year thing. It's a lifelong process. That's why you need something to believe in. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in your higher power, I'll put it like that. I think that keeps it kind of clear. You'll be confused for a while because then again, too, it ain't really just, it just ain't really the drugs and the alcohol. There's an addiction of eating food. There's an addiction of gambling. You know, as long as we carry this disease in our DNA, there's certain things we have to watch out for. It's certain things that we have to learn to deal with. It's certain things that we need to get to have peace. And peace is the best thing in the world. Peace is one of the things that you can't buy at the store. I don't care, Amazon or any of them. You can't get it. You got to come from in here, from the inside. It has to come from your brain. It has to come from your inside. It has to come from your soul, they say. It has to come from somewhere because recovery would not be beneficial to you without it. Because it's a lifetime thing.
Yeah. I like that word that you use. It's a lifetime. But I like to say and express that you deal with recovery one day at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I look at a lifetime, I don't know how long I'm going to have to be dealing with.
This is true, yeah.
And it may present something too large, too big for me.
Oh, no, keep it simple.
So
kind of.
I'm gonna keep it simple.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, it's one day at a time.
Yeah, I got you.
It's easier to eat an elephant one bite at a time. It's easier to do recovery one day at a time because I don't know how long the lifetime is.
I got you.
And so it could be way over there or way over there, all the way down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Okay.
And since I don't know, it's going to be more better that if I embrace recovery one day at a time, knowing that it's a lifetime.
Okay.
Too. I know that part.
Okay.
But I have to eat it and embrace it one day at a time. And that's easier for me to palate.
Okay.
Or to swallow.
Okay. It's not overwhelming.
Than trying to, and it's not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming.
Than me to try to swallow for the rest of your life. You got to act like this for the rest of your life. You got to respond like that for the rest of your life. You got to be doing this.
Okay.
So since I don't know what that is, then it put a cloud back in my way
Right.
that I can't see it.
I see what you're saying.
But when I say one day at a time, and this for somebody that's out there listening, when I say one day at a time, it's just easier. It's almost 2:00 in Michigan. Mm-hmm. So that means that I got 10 hours to go to not use. So it's easier for me. It's easier for me not to use in 10 hours than for me to try not to use for 10 more years.
Yeah, I got you.
Or 5 more years, or 2
I
more,
hear you.
or 30 days. So I try to bring the cookies down to the bottom shelf so everybody can get a cookie. Then to try to keep the cookies so far up there that people can't reach it.
Right.
So it's easier to embrace recovery at one day at a time rather than for the rest of my life. That helped me.
All right.
Didn't nobody tell me that. Okay. You know, I figured that out as I kept coming.
Okay.
I kept coming and kept coming and kept coming.
Yeah.
And then I figured that out. So I say, since I figured it out, maybe I'll share it. And maybe somebody else will get this. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That maybe somebody else might get it.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, when you think about recovery, you shared so much insight. You shared so much about your history, how it was. And then you shared so much about how it is. And you shared it how it is now. You know, and then you share what happened. And you shared how it is now, man. You shared a lot, you know, as it relates to recovery. And I'm hoping that somebody is able to grasp some of the information that we shared on the show today, man. Recovery Lab Global is on its way. Recovery Lab Global is here to stay. Recovery Lab Global is on the move. Okay. It's on the move. That's so look forward to seeing Recovery Lab Global. Go to your YouTube dial and subscribe and then share. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe and share. What's going on? I mean, if you benefiting for the show, shoot it on out there. Let somebody else benefit from the show. And if you out there and if you want to do something as it relate, if you want to be on the show to share your experience, your strength, and your hopes, the number you'll see at the end of the call, the number. Say, hey, Brother Jesse, I got something to say. I got something to share. And the show is wide open. It's wide open. You can share. You can donate. I mean, there's a lot of ways. You can call me and say, give me your size. I give a T-shirt. I get you a T-shirt in your size. I mean, that you can represent and support Recovery Life Global. We thank God for D-Win, who has grabbed the show and decided that they wanted to support it and move it. Okay, and good. So we thank you for Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, who are one of our supporters out there. We thank you for that. And if you out there and you want to support and you want to embrace the show, you can. We can flash your logo. If you got a commercial that you want to, like we took a break and you want to put your commercial on the show, we could do that. I mean, it's just so many ways that you could support Recovery Life Global. So we open for suggestions. We open for interviews. We open for a T-shirt, a donation, or all of that. I mean, we not closed. Recovery is so vast and so big till we're wide open. I don't know everything. I just know my part, that part. I know that part. I got you. I know that part. So if you got another part and you would like to embrace or be part of the show, tune in, subscribe, share, and do your thing with Recovery Live Global. And this has been another segment of Recovery Live Global. You have any closing remarks that you would like to share with the people before we close, Ms. Anderson?
Hey, stick with this. Because you see they on their way up. And who knows? Might be Jay-Z sitting back here one day or something. Who knows? Yeah. Okay.
Hallelujah.
All right, we good.
Hallelujah. Thank you for tuning in to Recovery Live Global. We'll see you next week. Stepping on the end, step.
Sipping on Insta.